Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody. It's great to have you join me today. Today I am actually most of the way through the day, so we are going to step back in time to earlier in the day when I actually started my first harvest of 2025. So I'm just going to take you along. My parents have already actually started harvesting soybeans earlier yesterday, but we are doing soybeans again today. We're hopping around to a few different fields, and I'll explain more of that later in the video. But now we're kind of wrapping things up. It's already, I think it's past 6 o'clock. The elevator will be closing here very soon, but just stick around, okay? I'd love to have you join me. I'd love to have you see what a day of harvesting is like, and I'll show you my job in particular, and you'll see some other little things going on as well. So stick around. Just finished greasing up the chains, ready to go. We're going to try this field over here. We need a patch behind the white barn. Are some bins that we need a patch to get to run the auger. Getting the auger backed up to the bin. That top part of the auger needs to go up to there. Okay, just getting the tarp pulled back, and they're going to dump the little bit that they had in there in the combine into the wagon. There she goes, she's just dumping away. Okay, the field we were in just across the road, it was too wet, so we're going to take that header on the combine and bring it around and set it on this cart, and we're going to take it to a different field. It's a little ways away though. Alright, I switched tractors and now I am in the tractor with the cart. I'll show you behind me here. All right, there's the cart, and here I am. So we are going to be following the combine, and let's just stick behind because he's going to have to dump. When you see the flashing lights on the combine, that's when they're close to needing to dump. Of course, there's a pile of dust. That's where the combine is, where that pile of dust is. I'm just kind of keeping my distance, don't want to stay in the dust. But this field is going well. This is the other field that we had switched to. So it's testing around, there's pockets of 10, 11, and 12 for the moisture of the beans. They won't dock you for anything 13 and under, I believe is what my dad said. So I can never remember those numbers, particularly for some reason. I always get them confused with the corn because they are a little bit different. I think the beans, well, I'm not even gonna say because I'll say it wrong probably. But yeah, we're just gonna keep chugging along here. Enjoy this farming experience. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's all new to me trying to film while in this environment. I don't know a lot of the stuff, like why they were doing the header. There's certain things that you have to look for to make sure it's lined up and everything. And you know, I just couldn't really help out too much on that because I didn't know what to do. But this tractor and I, we've been together for a little while. I've done a fair amount on this compared to my family, not at all. But I've definitely been in this tractor a while. I just needed a quick crash course on how to do a few things. And so hopefully, like when I'm dumping, I probably won't be filming at that point, at least not until I get more comfortable. Okay, he's cutting a swatch for me to pull up underneath him, and so he can dump, I should say. So I need to line up the center of my tractor nose under the auger. That is what we will be doing. Like I said, I may have to cut out here for a little bit until we get in the place. Okay, it's dumping. Once he gets going and we have enough spot cleared off, we will do a dump on the go. Okay, he's down at the far end of the field now, over, let's see here. And as he's getting closer to the field, or as he's getting closer to the woods, sorry, those beans tend to be a little bit greener, closer to the woods. But he's just opening that end, the far end of the field up, so that way we have spots for like the truck and the grain cart to turn around and things like that. So that is what he is doing. I'm just gonna wait back here a little bit until he gets that spot cleared out so I can park myself up there. Actually, I won't be parking myself. I'll follow him throughout the field so that whenever he is getting close to needing to dump, I can, you know, follow him. But I will come back to this area where he's at to dump into the truck and the semi. Hope that's clear. If not, you should be seeing as we go. I had stopped recording for a bit because I had my uncle and my mom in the cab here with me, but right now the tractor or the combine's just getting ready to dump into the semi, I believe. And so I just get to sit tight here for a while and wait till it's my turn, I guess. It's amazing how much that combine can turn, like how it can steer. it takes very sharp turns pretty easily, I feel like, for such a big piece of equipment that is. My mom will be driving the semi, Dad's in the combine right now, and my uncle has the red rate card that we filled up earlier. I think I got a little clip of that. I'm not sure if I put that in this video or not. As I said, this is all new to me as far as how I am like compiling this together, but I hope this will be something that you guys enjoy. Get a little bit of taste of this farm life. It's long hours some days. My dad didn't get done combining, I think, or they didn't get finished up until about 8:30 last night. I was at another job site, but that's when he called me and said that they had finally gotten in, and that's when he was finally getting his meal and everything. So, you know, long days sometimes, but then there's some days where there's not a whole lot to do. It's kind of a hurry up and wait situation some days. Today we bounced around through a few fields just because one wasn't ready, the other we made some strips in just so that we could get the auger lined up how we needed to. And now we finally got this field where it's actually ready to go. Alright, we've gotten the strip by the woods over here to my right, and the beans were really wet there. I'm not quite sure what they were testing according to the combine, but they weren't coming out that good. They were pretty green. So we've got this strip here that my dad is currently working on with the combine. Let me zoom in there for you. So we've got this strip, and then we've got another strip. I'm going to pan around over by that woods. So I'm just going to kind of follow behind my dad here because he's going to be, the light's going to be coming on soon, and he'll probably want to do a dump on the go. I did, if I could talk, I did a dump on the go earlier, but I couldn't film. I can't do that. So I eventually went to get a camera mount here so that way I can film a little bit easier hands-free. But until now, this is as good as we're going to get. We've got quite a bit though, and it's about 5 o'clock, and the elevator is open till 7, so we do have to drive quite a ways to get there. So, all right, the lights are flashing on the combine. He is getting full. I don't know that you can see the lights too well with all the dust in the way the sun is shining, but we're just going to kind of hang back here. He's going to back up pretty soon, I imagine, and then that gives me room to pull up. I've already done this once, I believe, on camera. But I'm just going to give you another show of that. All right, now he's backing up. Gonna give me a space to go through. Let's pick up the pace, folks. Get up there to the combine. Goal is you don't want him waiting on you too much if you can help it. All right, I had to get in place then before I could pick up the camera again. Alright, it's 5:30 and it's been kind of a long day. I had an early lunch because I wasn't sure quite when we were starting. I thought we were starting earlier, but we really didn't start until about 12:30. And I'm hungry again already. Like, I've already had an apple actually to snack on, but I am hungry. And I thought about calling my husband to see if he could bring some food, but my husband is a little directionally challenged and I'm not sure, he's not familiar with this field particularly. So I think that's out of the question because he won't know where to go exactly. And I really don't want to bother my grandma. I'm not even sure she has the food in her house. Last I knew, she talked to my mom and said that she only had candy and I forget what else, something else in her house, but it really wasn't much. And so, some drinks and candy. And so I don't know if that was like the day before and she went to the grocery store and got some things or not, but I'm hungry. Okay, that's all I have to say really at this point of this check-in. We'll keep going, like I said, until we can't go anymore, until things are filled up, but we probably won't get this field completely done. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. I know I complained a little bit about being hungry, but this is still fun. I do need to remember though to pack myself some kind of granola bar. But I didn't even have like granola bars in the house because that's not something I typically do. I had a bag of chips. I'm not even much of a chip person, but we'll see. Okay, I'll keep at it. Alright, so that's a wrap on the first day of harvest for me. Like I said, this wasn't actually the first day that my parents were in the fields. This is, I guess, a 65-acre field, and my dad thinks we have maybe 20, maybe a little bit less to go. We're just walking to the other end of the field where our ride is. So thank you for joining me, and I'd love to have you stick around. I'm going to have some more videos like this coming up in the future, and then there'll be other mixes of things going on as well. So thank you once again, and until I see you again in the next video, have a great day. Bye.